Alright, sorry for the mess over here. Yamaha engineers, are you listening? Especially tech support. PSR e463. Over there, PSR 225, Yamaha KX5. Those two work together flawlessly. So does the Yamaha DJX with that particular keytar. Unfortunately, the keytar is broke. Yes, I know how to fix it. New keytar. SHS, you can't really see it, but SHS 500. Your engineers told me last week via email that it is impossible to connect this keytar and that synthesizer by wireless MIDI connection. Your engineers are wrong. Your engineers also told me that it's impossible to connect the KX5 by wireless MIDI connection. As you should know, the KX5 has a 5-pin MIDI output that plugs straight into this box like a standard MIDI connection. What I have done is your homework. This is set on MIDI channel 1, and I have to set the MIDI from Bluetooth. You probably can't see it, but go through function. I can find it. This is still new to me. The keytar is still new to me. Okay, that's all correct, except the auto power off. I need to turn that off. Yes, MIDI select is mini MIDI, which is probably different from that mini MIDI, but still. So we go through this. It runs from your concoction of a port here down to, this is a Panda Audio MIDI Beam TX02, transmits on 2.4 gigahertz wireless, falls under the FCC limit of output power. So, oops, that explains, and that sound actually came from the synthesizer. That explains why this is able to be sold here. This is the MIDI receiver. This thing is old, actually. It's about 5 or 6 years old. So what we've got, I showed you the mini MIDI port to the transmitter. Your USB line here is simply for power. It goes to the floor. This is your MIDI out from the receiver. Goes into this guy here, which I told you about via email. It's a Bome Box. That has wireless connections as well. Goes in through here. The back of the Bome Box, we have the same thing with MIDI power. You can't really see it that well. That is routed to the A port on the back, right here, on the back of the 463. It's not exchanging any data with the 463 through that. To exchange data with the 463, we come over here to this A port, and it goes over here to the B port. Watch carefully. You're going to hear a piano sound, and the reason being is because your keytar is not transmitting program change information to the synthesizer. It's not transmitting it even to that Bome Box right there. So we're gonna set this back up just because. Okay. I gotta pull a headphone plug here. The piano sound coming from the 463. Watch this. Some type of synthesizer sound. Every bit of it's wireless. You could replace that. You could replace that with a standard, that wireless setup with a standard MIDI cable. On top of that, you guys own, I believe you guys own line 6. And for another wireless connection, which I'm not going to break this out because it's a whole bunch of stuff. One could take this. This is running to the auxiliary input jack to the 463. Hook this into the line 6 G30 receiver. And then over here on your line out ports, you could hook in the G30 transmitter. So we'll plug this in here anyway. This is connected on a wired connection. We're going to unplug the mini MIDI and get rid of that. Now you're going to hear the onboard synthesizer. from the SHS 500. The synthesizer that, according to all the ads, is not there. Oh, it is, trust me. Learn your products, people.